Hi, and welcome to the National Cryptologic Museum Spotlight Series. My name is Spencer Allenbaugh. I'm the collections manager here.
And I'm Rob Simpson. I'm the museum librarian. So this looks super cool. What do we have this week?
This is super cool, but I'm going to start with, we are at our warehouse, so you can see we're at a different location than we normally are. You can see all of our crates everywhere. But we have a lot of interesting things. A lot of them are in these crates. This one actually came from one, and this one's a little bit of a mystery. So this is a safe. We didn't have it open at the time. It has since been opened, but on top of it, it actually says for the War Department to the Chief Signals Officer. And there is quite a bit of noise, but that's what it's like at a warehouse. So we'll kind of get used to that and kind of run through as we go through.
Hey, in addition to the noise, why are we wearing these?
So the gloves, that's a great question. So I'm wearing gloves to protect me and the artifacts. So there's a lot of dust on this. It wasn't open for easily 30, 40 years. But there could be also other things in there. Like I could have oils on my skin, damage the things on the inside of there. It could have dust in there that could hurt me. So it's better for me to just have gloves on and protect both of us.
Gotcha.
Now, the biggest thing is why a safe? Now, and what's in it? So this is going to be a Sagaba variant, or a Sagaba. That's normally what would go in safes like these. Now, they would have been portable, which is the best way to explain it. It's done for secure reasons. So this would have been taken and traveled to and from the field. The reason it would have come back to the Chief Signals Officer, like this label says, is because it would have had something that needed to be done to it, like maintenance or working on it, things like that. And normally that's done in the field. They want to try to get those things handled so they don't have to lose the ability of having a cipher device in the field with them. But when they can't do that, this is where it comes to the Chief Signals Officer. It also comes there when it's being retired. And that's usually because they have a variant that might be better or more secure, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is open this guy up.
Alrighty.
All right.
It's not light. Your definition of portable is different than mine, by the way.
Yeah, it's not light, but I guess back then their definition of portable was a little different too.
Yeah.
So we'll start by pointing out a few things. We'll start up top here. You can see this is the locking mechanism that was here. And just to show you that kind of the ability to be portable, this is the tray where all of that stuff would have gone, where they would have kept the papers for encoding, decoding, things like that.
So like a mobile unit, a mobile office.
And hold it in there in case there's wind, things like that. You don't want anything blowing away. Last thing you want is your classified papers blowing all over the place. So we'll shut that there. Now we're going to go down here and kind of take a look at it. And you can obviously see is very reminiscent of a Sagaba. Now, obviously longer, obviously a little bit more attached to it.
Yeah.
Now the one thing you will see here too is the AFSAM-4A. Now that's the name of the device. For this one in particular, AFSAM is Armed Forces Security Agency machine. Now that's the predecessor to the NSA. Now this would have been one of their devices, would have been something that they would have just had around that time or worked through, and it just would have been an upgraded version of the original Sagaba. So there's just different variants that go up as you go up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the front here so you can see a little bit of the inner workings. And if you want to hold that right, perfect.
It locks,
did it on its own. Now you can see on the outside here there's some tape that comes with it, and that's paper tape. So that would have been the tape that they would have used to write up all these messages through. And then you have another spool in here that's attached to the machine. Now that would have run all the way through. You can see the spools here and would have spit out right here. And there's a little tray you can see that works its way through. Now the other thing you see is the basket. So this is a rotor basket that would have been attached in there. And it's a little smaller than you normally see. So if you see like other rotor, like the original Sagaba rotor basket, it's a good size. This one's a little bit more condensed.
And this is because this is field portable.
Exactly. Now, you can see there's only 3 rotors in it. There would have been 8. Now, how that would have worked is the current would have gone through these rotors. So you press, say, K, and it's going to work through, and we'll just do with the letters on front. It would go through M. You see these these little points right here. So there's 26 points on there, one for each letter. And the current would have gone through M, and then there feasibly would be more in there. And then I, and then go through, and it would just send it through, and it would encode that message that they're typing through, and then print it out on the side. Now, it's just really cool to be able to look inside this and kind of see how it works and get the inner workings of a device like this and have a better understanding of it. So the biggest thing is why variants? So we would have had variants because we're always trying to one-up it. We're trying to make things more secure. Now, as far as we know, Sagaba was never broken. But that is not a reason to not try to improve upon things. So that's why you add more rotors, you add different things like that, because the last thing you want is to provide cryptographic depth. And that's the concept of if there's enough of a message for people to use statistics, or people, I mean people trying to break these codes,
right,
to go through and use statistics and math and really figure out how these codes work through, that'll provide them with a possible ability to break it. And so that's why they're always looking for a reason to build on these things and make them more secure than they are.
Sure.
And that's pretty much all I have for this. Do you have any other questions?
So was it locked when we found it?
So it was locked when we found it, and we actually had a locksmith come out and open it for us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which was fun to watch.
What did you think was in it?
I had an idea that it was a Sagaba.
Yeah.
And I just kind of lucked out that it was a Sagaba variant that came through. But that's pretty much all we have for today. I want to thank you for tuning in.